everybody.
Hey, what's going on, guys?
I am Janae Strother.
I'm Sean Spencer.
Back.
We are back.
We are back, ladies and gentlemen.
I gotta go out and hold up.
Come on. The lion. The lion. New heroes in the fight. Kirk Cousins.
All right. I am Janae Strother.
I am Sean Spencer.
And this is Let's Talk Football.
What is going on, ladies and gentlemen? Don't adjust your screen. You know who it is. The guest host tonight, your boy, Sean Spencer, one half of that dynamic duo that's Let's Talk Football. And I'm filling in for my amazing co-host and amazing one of the hosts of this show, Miss Janae Strother. Put two hands together for her. Getting that work, doing what she needs to do. Definitely gonna shout out you. But we gotta go on because there's other people on here, and I'm not the only one. Okay, as the takeover has been reversed, my guy, the other half of Double S Express, Sydney Swinton.
Thanks for letting me infiltrate this, ladies.
Let's go.
I gotta say, I love that you're in for Kate since you guys butt heads. It's like the best, but in a good way. But it's fantastic.
Yes. I have a
lovely wife, Miss Ash Swinton, Cowboys fan. How are you?
You should have said it louder for the people in the back. Let's go, DC4L.
Ash Swinton! and if your name is John Blue Shoes, you're welcome. We appreciate your liking your subscription. There we go. And of course, the host of Diversity with Delilah,
hey.
and also one of the hosts of Let's Talk Football, the Roundtable, Miss Delilah Crespo.
All right.
Yeah, buddy. So again, we shout out Janae Strother and Kate Alverson. Hopefully you guys get better, get back here next week, and we will try to hold down the fort the best we can. I know we are men, me and Sid, but we're gonna try to hold it down.
Won't be as good, but
nope. Don't start. All right. Look, let's go ahead and get into it. Ladies Takeover is here. Welcome all the people that are in here watching. But let's go ahead and start it right away. And Delilah, I'm gonna come to you first. The Pro Bowl just happened, and I don't know how many people watched it, but I do got to shout out these two over here that did a Pro Bowl special last Sunday.
They did.
They did a great job, definitely. But I love the way this question is. Is the Pro Bowl a thing of the past? I mean, I know former players are saying it ain't like it used to be.
Yeah. So like prime time, right? Neon Dion, right? He said, literally, he tweeted, "Lord help me, I'm watching the Pro Bowl." And I remember we were so proud and appreciative of the accolade. We went to Hawaii to prove we were more than worthy. So we competed at practice and in the game. You know, I wanted you to know that prime was prime, no matter where I was, right? Because you know, Dion, like he's still one of my favorite players.
Oh yeah.
But it's like, and in a way, like the game is different. Like the skills challenge is still fun because the guys actually are still competitive, like, and they're still like, they still go at it just because it's more skill based. Mm-hmm. But the game itself, like, I mean, I get it. Like, Mac Jones went and showed out a little bit. At least Micah Parsons was, competitive, which he said he modeled it after Sean Taylor because Sean Taylor used to go after guys. And that's what he said. He's like, I'm going to be that guy.
He can be Sean.
But that's basically what he was saying. He's like, I'm going to go out there and be just like that. And he was. Like, I think he was one of the few guys on defense that was actually out there playing
balling out too.
So like he was fun to watch. But the game in general was like, it was, I don't know. For me, it was like nails on a chalkboard. I was like, all right. And I just couldn't watch the whole thing. I caught highlights and I flipped back and forth and I was just like, all right. But the skills challenge, yeah, like that's still fun. I feel like that should be the main focus from now on.
Oh, absolutely. I agree with that. And Ash, you guys talked about it. As a matter of fact, you highlighted a certain event in the skills challenge where we might have potentially crowned a new fastest man. Did your boy Michael? Did we?
Michael Parsons did beat Mr. Cheetah in a race.
Wow.
So he is now the fastest man in the NFL. I said in the show I don't care about the game at all. I said I probably wouldn't even watch most of it, and I didn't. I bet on it. I did not watch it. The game's lame. I don't blame the players though, because I also would not want to go out there and go hard and risk injury, especially now that they made this season a whole nother week. Like that's a lot to expect out of players. I get it's like an honor and everything, but I'm still not gonna risk it.
Yeah, I mean, I guess. I mean, they didn't even go out to pancakes with Ocho Cinco, right? That's how tired they were.
I was sad. I felt sad,
dude. I was so salty about that for him. I was like, man, I would have gone out to IHOP with you.
Right. Come on now. Come on. But look, so in the game, it actually was kind of a defensive game. I know the score doesn't show that, but there was 3 return touchdowns, 2 pick sixes, and an interception. We talked about Micah because Micah, I mean, he was like Sean Taylor. He was like, look, this is an NFL game for me. You know what I mean? But Sydney, 45. I'm sorry. 41-35. It was 41-21 at a point. And then Kyler Murray came back late. Wonder where that was during the season, Kyler. I digress. But Sydney, what did you think of it? And are you in agreement? What do you think, man?
Yeah, no, I agree. It's not what it was. First, Tyreek was busy in the AFC Championship, and Micah had like 3 weeks rest to get ready for that race. And I think that might have been the reason. But
why did he
was jogging. Anyway, sorry about the game itself.
I'm sorry. Who on your team was there?
Deontay Johnson, Najee Harris.
Deontay had a good game too. Deontay
had a good version.
Replacement.
He
wasn't voted in.
One of those pick sixes was by a starter, TJ Watt. It was swatted by TJ.
There you go.
Miles Garrett returned it.
Which I thought was funny. That's a funny dynamic. Miles Garrett and
TJ Watt.
TJ.
Yeah, being in on the same play, that was kind of cool. I mean, it's tough because I think the purpose of the Pro Bowl is to showcase their talent, and seeing all those great players play against each other in a game. Like that's what you want to see is that. And they obviously don't want to hurt themselves, so they don't go hard. So like we said on the show, I really do think that like a flag football game would be what would work best for everybody, because the players get to go hard and not risk injury, and we get to watch them still showcase their talent, which is what is really what we want. Because in the NBA All-Star game, you're just looking for dunks and 3-pointers and just the cool highlights, where you can't get that in the NFL game because the highlights you look for are big hits and stuff like that. That's what causes injury. So I do think it's a thing of the game itself is a thing of the past, but I think there's things you can do to still make it intriguing, because an all-star lineup is still what people look for, I think.
And I think Stephon lining up against Trayvon, but they switch sides of the ball was fun.
Yeah,
so stuff cool. Like that's fun, but I mean, if you're going into it expecting it to be like this hard hitting,
right? Yeah, they had Trayvon Diggs line up as receiver and Stephon as quarterback for a series, and that was cool. Like different things like that, like Jeff Saturday going out and hiking to the ball to Peyton Manning a couple years ago because he was his longtime center, but then that last year he was on the Packers, so they were on opposite teams. So like doing things like that is really cool for the Pro Bowl, and that's what it's about, is stuff like that. It's just unfortunate that the game is not a game, really. It's just kind of people going out and hanging out.
Well, yeah. I mean, and when I saw that first, when I saw George Kittle walking up the sidelines and you see the cameraman behind him, and George Kittle's like, hold up, I'm on the phone. And I'm like, wait a minute. Your offense is on the field. What do you mean you're on the phone? Like, it's ridiculous. But it's funny. I went back and I actually sent this to As It Sid. I went back and I looked at the 1983 Pro Bowl. That defense for the NFC was Mike Singletary, Lawrence Taylor, Leroy Selman, Ronnie Lott was back there, got Darryl Green. I mean, and these guys were balling. You know what I mean? Like Walter Payton was on the offense, and they were going up against just most of these guys are Hall of Fame type players.
Right.
And these guys were balling out, and and it was no letdown. There was no,
No.
let's just like what I saw when the running backs go in the middle and everybody basically said, tag, you're down.
Yeah.
It was like, what I get injuries, but
Right.
give me some kind of football now.
Yeah, right.
Especially with it being the only week that we don't have football. It's like,
Exactly.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. So like, I think to Sydney's point, like flag football, or just expand the skills, like just focus on the skills, like do more like a second day of maybe not an actual game, but like, I don't know, just, I just feel like since I get it, like we're saying, people want to avoid injuries now they're going to, the longer season, now they're going to be flying more, right? Because they're going to Germany and Mexico. So it's like, so it's going to be a very hectic season. So I don't know. I feel like they need to do something to kind of re-energize the Pro Bowl, because they've talked about it too. Like people are not watching it anymore. Like their ratings have gone down, but like dramatically. It's like,
now, does that have anything to do with? Because you remember, it used to be after the Super Bowl. Do you think that
it
has
used
something to?
To.
Do you think it has something to do with it being in the beginning? Because you're missing out. One of the things I noticed about the '83 game was the Washington had just lost to the Raiders in the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
But all of their starters were there. You know what I
Right.
mean? All the starters for Washington, the starters for the Raiders, all of them were there still hanging out because it was after the Super Bowl.
So it was like a rematch.
Right. You know what I mean? And it's funny because then we won. We won in the daggone Super Bowl.
It didn't matter.
No, it didn't matter. It didn't. But I mean, I just thought that was crazy. I thought that was crazy because they actually balled out. They were all there.
Right.
So I think we're missing a couple great players. I think we can say with Burrow and Mixon and Jamar Chase and whatnot. But it's a shell of what it used to be. It is. And it absolutely is.
So like Delilah's point about the viewings, I think the thing is it is still highly viewed. It was viewed more than the NBA championship, NHL championship, and baseball's World Series. Like it's the Pro Bowl was, which is like, so compared to like other NFL games, it's not as highly viewed, but it's still more than other sports. So it's like, I think they're going to do it because of that. Wow. Really. Yeah, it was crazy. I saw that stat the other day and I was like, wow, like still more people watch that than
I mean,
the World Series in the finals.
I could understand the World Series. I think a lot of people weren't cheering for a lot of
there it is. Got some trash cans we can knock. Anyways, we got to move on. We are talking NFL. We're going to move on to the next segment on here, ladies and gentlemen. Another great segment, Women in the NFL, ladies and gentlemen. And Delilah, what you got for us? Amy Trask.
So Amy Trask, I'm sure a lot of you with football history, she was the CEO of the Oakland Raiders, the first female CEO in the whole NFL. So she kind of broke the glass ceiling for the women that would follow and start to become executive and things like that. So there was no other woman before her that was so highly elevated in that regard. So interesting thing about her is that they called her the Princess of Darkness. And she said, but she said this is why. She said, so the nickname was given to her by Mike Silver, who used to write for Sports Illustrated. And she said that at the time he wrote a profile roughly, sometime between 2000 and 2003. He quoted an anonymous leak source stating that this is Amy Trask saying that I was referred to as the Prince of Darkness. And it was absolutely positively not intended as a compliment, but Raider Nation embraced it. They used to call her that, and I embraced it. And I think it's the coolest nickname ever. I cherish it. So because basically she didn't take any prisoners, right? Because she is the first woman. So she would go in there and demand respect. And, oftentimes we know women who do that get called the B word, right? And so basically this is an alternative to that. But so she just embraced it. She's like, all right, that's fine. If that's what you're going to call me, that's cool. And that's what she said. That's the coolest name ever. And so, so she just kind of, so she ran with it. And then Raider Nation, as they are, loved it, right? They loved that she was, that took no prisoners and fought for players, because she also did a lot as a CEO where she actually fought for the fans. So she would push for things to get changed and support the fan base. And so that's kind of why they ended up really, really being a fan of hers, is because of that, because she would be out there and like, you know, and the man, you know, the Raiders kind of treat their fans appropriately. She's definitely an LA girl. Like she's from Brentwood. Her parents were total academics, so her football love came later, came in college. Like she didn't come from a football family. That's what she said. She's like, I fell in love with the game of football in junior high school and while an undergraduate at UC Berkeley. Because that's where she got her bachelor's degree in political science was from Berkeley. Then she later got her law degree from the University of Southern California. The way that she got into the Raiders organization is she started as an intern while attending law school. So in '83, she interned there for a little bit. This is when they moved to LA, you know, the second time, you know, like that weird, like, you know, every transition. Yeah, they went back and forth. So yeah, so when they moved to Los Angeles in the '80s, so she was already living in that LA area, so she interned for them. Once she completed her law degree, she was actually hired by Davis, who at the time was the owner of the Raiders in '87, and she basically like rose through the ranks. And in '97, because she just kind of, you know, put in her time, in '97 she was named CEO. And so she represented the Raiders at league meetings. So she was the one that was going into the NFL rooms, right, representing the Raiders. She managed the stadium rights, like I said, to sponsorships. So she handled like all like the non-football stuff, so all the business side, right? She was also the face of the franchise at the time. Again, that's why like the Raider fans like really, really liked her, because she was like, you know, for lack of a better term, a ball buster, right? She went out there and she knew what she had to do. And if you know Raider fans, you know, they're like all about that kind of stuff. And so, yeah, so she's basically, that's what she's known for. And, you know, she's written books, she's given like, you know, speeches, and right now she serves on the board of the big three in basketball. So yeah, so she currently serves as chairman of the board for the Big Three and 3-on-3 professional basketball. And so again, she's still involved in sports in some way. Received a bunch of awards like Woman of the Year in sports and things of that nature. And so again, that's kind of why I wanted to talk about Amy Trask, you know, first female CEO, and like still out there doing her thing in sports.
I love that. Oh, I love that. Shout out to Amy Trask, the princess of darkness.
Yeah, I love that. I'd actually be a fan of that too.
I like it. It works. It works because it's with the Raiders. So
right, exactly. It's
like,
work.
Okay,
it's princess. Right? I'd be totally down with that nickname too.
I can dig it.
I was like, little do you know, I'm a Star Wars fan too.
See that? It works on all levels. There we go. I love it. Thank you so much for that, Delilah. And again, this has been Women in the NFL. Amy Trask, the princess of I like it. I like that. Yo, moving on to another one of the most popular segments in the Let's Talk, you know, plethora of shows. Pause in the NFL. And we are coming to Ash with this one for the brand. Yeah, buddy. What you got, Ash?
All right, so normally we do causes that NFL players or like past NFL players run are in charge of, but this one is connected to the NFL in kind of a different way. For the brand is ran by Pat McAfee's wife, and I mean, if you don't know who Pat McAfee is, what's wrong with you? We love Pat McAfee in this house. We're obsessed with him. We watch him all the time. He's hilarious. Love him. So he has his For the Brand show and merch and all his stuff he does for that. And then his wife created For the Brand, which is to help animals who have cancer. So she raises money and she gives it to just people who need to help pay for like their animal surgeries and all the things like the vet bills, because it's really expensive. If you have a pet and they've ever gotten sick, you know, that is a very expensive thing. So
that's how they figured out
what they do. And then, she started this all because her dog, Valerie, had canine cancer. And that's when she realized like how expensive all this is, and they have a huge love for animals. They have so many animals in their house, so
Nice.
that's how that all started. So I just thought that was a really cool one, and it's ran by a female, so that's awesome as well. Obviously, she has that connection to the NFL, but I thought this was a good one.
Oh, I can dig it. And Delilah, the other video.
Oh yeah, okay. Sorry, I always mute myself because that's what like Sydney said to do because we all had like echoes last time.
Yeah. A bit. For the brand. Oh yeah, nice for the brand. And where can we are we gonna put that on the Let's Talk Football?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's just, if you wanted to donate, it's for thebrand.com. Very
It
simple.
is. Yeah.
You are.
Yeah.
For the brand.
If you are. And you guys, I mean, Delilah and you and Ash, you guys were both talking about having situations similar to this. You know, maybe not to the extreme of
not
cancer.
like my pet never had cancer or anything, but just vet bills in general. If your dog gets sick, or I mean, I had a cat that got sick, it's hundreds of dollars for those medications and
Absolutely
visits. They're crazy. So
yeah, that is crazy. They are a part of the family. So yeah, definitely tune in and definitely check out For the Brand. It is our cause of the week, and it is a great cause with that. I was going to make a joke, but it's not appropriate, so I'm not going to go there. Michael Vick. We're going to move on.
the right men on the show. People.
Breaking glass ceilings, guys. Let's go. Doing it for the boys. All right, let's go. And this is a great segue, by the way. Tomorrow night, Let's Talk Football presents myself, Mr. Sydney Swinton. We will break down all these lovely shows, these lovely ladies, and the rest of the ones we have this week. So stay tuned for Let's Talk Football. Next, we're going to move on into the NFL award predictions. As we know, the award ceremony is tonight. It's tonight.
It is
Hour and a half.
Yep.
Tune into that promptly after we get off. Definitely go take a look at that because there's a lot of stuff that's going to come out, and there's a lot of guys who are going to pick. Some of the things pretty much I think we can say. I think we can mostly agree on certain things, but some are very up in the air, and I'm intrigued to see, where we stand. So Delilah, I'm going to come to you first. NFL MVP. What do you think?
I think that even though he didn't make it to the Super Bowl, they're still going to give it to Aaron Rodgers.
Yeah.
I get a sense so that's not who I think should get it, but I think just based on the way it was going beforehand, I don't think that being knocked out of the playoffs is going to keep him from actually winning because he did have the numbers to back it up, even if he does annoy me.
It's all good.
As a player, as a person, let me put that out there.
There'll be plenty of people on this list that annoy me, so I get it. Delilah. Speaking of which, whoever go. All right, so you gotta be all thrown off.
I think Aaron Rodgers should and will win the MVP. I know Tom Brady had more yards and touchdowns, but he also had way more interceptions, and he had those yards and touchdowns because he had the interceptions early and had to come back late. So he got a lot of those stats late, and Aaron Rodgers didn't turn the ball over, and so he didn't have to play late in a lot of games. They were the 1 seed over Tom Brady's team. It is a regular season award. It's not a postseason award, so I think it should be Aaron Rodgers. That's kind of who I'm going with. I think it's going to be.
I can dig it. Ash, what you think?
Well, I made a bet. Because week
surprise,
one of
surprise.
the season, the Dallas Cowboys lost to Tom Brady, and I was real salty. So I threw some money on Tom Brady to win MVP.
Let's go.
So she's rooting hard.
So I'm rooting hard for Tom Brady to get it.
Yeah.
And it's his last year, hopefully. Last season. So let's just give it to him to send him on his way.
So this is the only time that we will agree on anything going forward, because I too, this is for you, Kate. I too think Mr. Tom Brady should get it. I think he will get it because it being his last year, and this is him, like you said, sending him out on top. He didn't get the Super Bowl ring, so it's kind of like, here, let's give you the NFL MVP so you don't come back next year. All right, just go. All right, Mr. Tom Brady. We'll see if they do, because I definitely agree with the Aaron Rodgers thing. Anybody? I know we all kind of have love for Cooper Kupp, but does anybody think he's a dark horse? Maybe.
I would love that to be the surprise, but I just don't see it. Again, it's just historically it hasn't happened yet. Maybe one day the NFL will break that tradition, actually award a wide receiver finally. Usually when they do things like that, it's always co-MVP, which is, like when they gave it to Barry Bonds and who was Barry Bonds. Sorry, baseball. Barry Sanders.
I think.
Go ahead.
I think he's got a couple things going for him to give him a chance. The fact that his team made it to the Super Bowl, so if like the people that voted waited until after the playoffs and stuff and saw it, and they go based off that. It's supposed to be a regular season award, but it's not voted on until after that. So people are going to take that into account, even though they're not supposed to. Also, it is people voting for it. So just like you guys, not a lot of people like Aaron Rodgers, so they might not vote for him out of spite, and that spite vote might go to Cooper Kupp because he should. Statistically, he was the best player. He had the Triple Crown winner as a receiver and all that stuff. So I think those things are going for him, which, maybe he gets it because of that, but
he definitely deserves it.
But traditionally and everything, based off of what Delilah said, exactly, I think Aaron Rodgers gets it because of that.
They should have a quarterback MVP and then like a league MVP.
That's kind of like so they do the MVP and it's always the quarterback, and then they do Offensive Player of the Year, which is usually the best.
That's not the same. I don't like that.
I know, but
that's what they did. They give that to Derrick Henry last year.
Yeah, because he didn't get MVP when people thought he should, which I was up there thinking, yeah, he did. He wasn't injured last year. He put up monster numbers.
He still put up great numbers.
He did. He still ended up like 9th, even though he was out since October, which is insane to me.
Show us running back some love, daggone it. All right. Yo, we are going to move on to Offensive Player of the Year. And this time I will start with Ash. What do you think? Offensive Player of the Year?
I think Offensive Player of the Year is I'm gonna go with Kupp, since that's what we were talking about.
Yep.
I don't know how you don't give it to him. You have to give him something because he balled out this year, and there's no one that's done what he's done in a
exactly.
Like, I just don't know how you don't give it to him.
The Triple Crown, you got.
Yeah, he did.
Absolutely. Yep. Say, what do you think?
Yeah, I think the same thing. I think it's between him and Jonathan Taylor, because Jonathan Taylor was so far and above this even second place running back when it came to yards and everything. So he dominated that position. But what Cooper Kupp did is consistently, he averaged over 120 yards a game, which is absolutely insane. And I think that's who I would go with, is Cooper Kupp for sure.
All right, I'll be right back.
Okay. Yeah, no,
I go with.
I honestly, I don't want to keep it. I don't want to keep it with the same as everybody else, but I gotta agree with you. I mean,
hard to pick.
Wow. Okay. See, this is the first time that things will happen. I'm so glad you came back, Delilah, because Ash got muted for talking about Dak.
Oh. Sorry, I had to let my mama in the house.
Hello, mama. Yeah. So who do you think? I said Cooper Kupp just because we've all agreed on it, so it's no mystery.
Yeah, I think I think it's no doubt that people were going to vote for him because he's already nominated. But yeah, there's no way. First of all, like, I shared an article a while back that the man like built like his own like research place, like in his farm, because he has a farm and like, because he's from Washington, like the state of Washington. It's weird when I have to say that, but if I just say Washington, people think DC, but right. But in the state
of he's from DC,
right? In the state of Washington, he's a country boy, so he bought a big farm like out in the middle of nowhere, and then he built this whole like course in his farm so that he could practice and condition, like build like all these things that are like more calisthenics, so to his body, so not like weights, but like straight up out there, like being like Paul Bunyan type of guy, like just crazy, like it was crazy, like and then he followed like like what like not dietitians, but like health experts are saying you should use. So like that's what he has out there, and that's what he uses. So that's why when you see a rare drop by him, you see him come back and like run like for 100 yards, right? Because he's making up for the one time that he like fumbles, right? And so then all of a sudden he's running 100 yards, the next 2 plays. And so like he literally spends so much time like conditioning his body, because what he says is that he wants his muscles to act on a reflex, like not just his mind. Natural. So he wants his body to automatically turn and react a certain way quicker than his mind can, so that he's not making snap decisions, right? And that his body is just moving. So
make instincts.
A dude like that, I can't hate on that. Like
he balls out, and what I love the most about him is he's purely a football guy. You know what I mean? Because when I remember one game he got interviewed after the game, and they were like, "Oh man, you did amazing. How'd you do that?" And they were like, "Well, the safety, they were in a too deep coverage, so the safety was over here. So I made a move, and then me and Matt was on the same page, and it was straight like football, just X's and O's." And I know like the reporter was sitting there like, "Oh, okay, I was waiting for something different." This is what I'm giving you the route.
I bet you his wife is happy that she paid all the bills for a while so he could finish, because it doesn't always work out that way. We know that. So like kudos to her, like figuring it out that,
Eastern Washington to the Super Bowl. I can dig it. Next, we're going to go ahead and move on. And I'm just going to let Sid answer this one. The defensive player of the year, Sydney, your boy. Go ahead.
Mr. Trent Jordan Watt. Absolutely. He should have won it last year. He should have won it the year before. If he gets snubbed again, there is a hate crime. Something is wrong. It should be TJ. I mean, he tied the sack record in less games because of how many games he missed. Like, come on, give it to him. Give it to him. What?
Straight out to Andrew said, "What?" I can dig it. Ash, are you on the same page in your house?
I also made a bet on TJ.
See a theme here.
So I am going heavy for TJ Watt. He should have won it last year. Aaron Donald got it last year.
Yep.
That was. I was not happy, but I won a lot of money with TJ. So go TJ. And I love TJ anyway. I think he deserves it. It's been a long time coming.
Yeah.
I agree.
All that Myles Garrett talk at the beginning of the season was making me real mad. So I was like, there's no way. And then he kind of fell off. I'm like, let's go, TJ.
I mean, he started off strong, and then I was laughing because every time he showed his arms, they made him drop, right? Like he kept joking. He's like, I'm not going to go sleeveless anymore because every time I go out there with a sleeveless jersey, he's like, they make me go, pee in a cup. Myles Garrett, he was like, he's like, surprise, surprise. I get a text like, hey.
and he's on the Browns.
Right. And he's a beast, he's a beast. So like, honestly, I also agree. I think TJ Watt should get it, but I'm not going to take away from Myles Garrett being a monster either out there. Like, I wouldn't want to be on the other side either. You know what I'm saying? Like,
we're all in unison on that TJ Watt one because I just don't think you can go any other place.
Right, exactly.
TJ Watt, he was just that.
Unless you're going Micah.
Moving on.
That's serious.
Right.
Second best odds to get defensive.
On the own show.
This is my show. You can't mute me.
I am going to, Ash, I'm going to come to you first on this one. Offensive Rookie of the Year. Who you got?
Who's favored for this? Yeah. I'm going to stick with that. Jamar Chase. He's just been balling this year. Him and Burrow are so good. Like, I have no reason not to. I'm trying to not go that way, but
I'll give you a reason not to.
Najee Harris.
Oh my goodness.
Not to, so we can mute it because that's biased, and you didn't want my biased opinion.
I'll give you stats that back it up, but
Okay.
if you'd like.
Wow.
Well, I'm going, especially since they should have to vote on this stuff before the postseason starts, because I feel like postseason is definitely, that definitely sways my opinion on Burrow and Jamar Chase. Because, I like them, but now that they've steamrolled through the playoffs, I'm like, these guys are amazing.
Right.
So much more hyped about them than I was during the regular season. So.
Well, I don't know. Jamar was favored before, to be fair.
Yeah.
Before they went into the postseason, because he was balling out for a kid, he was going, it was crazy, how fast that kid could just for him to be so young too, and already kind of have an idea. People keep comparing him to Randy Moss, guys like that, and I don't blame them, because he was some players come ready for the NFL, and he was just ready. He just slipped them in there.
Having his QB with him, that helps.
That does help, right? But at the same time, the NFL is a different level. I'm not hating on college. I know but I don't care what people say. NFL is a different level. It's a different caliber. It's a different speed. It's a different style. The rules are different. Right, that's why, sometimes they're like, "Oh, you didn't throw a flag on that." I'm like, "No, dude, they're not gonna throw a flag on that." So it's just a different level of playing, and you've seen it before, where they'll come in and they were a stud in college, maybe they're gonna be a stud here, and they don't, right? They don't. Right. It just doesn't translate, and so he was just ready. I was also a fan of Najee Harris. I thought he balled out too. So honestly, if he got it, I wouldn't be upset either, because the kid was ready to run too. And so he also has skills. I thought he was snubbed when they did their list of the top 10 rookies. He didn't make top 10. I was like, okay, I don't know who made this list, but so and so I think it'll go to Jamar Chase, but I wouldn't be mad if they gave it to Najee either, because the kid did go out there and ball out and, proves his numbers too. So.
Oh, yeah, I agree. Do my eyes deceive me? We gentrified the show. Nathan Snell, we are breaking glass ceilings. Let's go.
What I won't like is if Mac Jones gets it. I don't think Mac Jones was.
I don't think so either.
Hey, cue my pick.
Oh, no. Sorry. Go ahead.
Look, I was all about Jamar Chase all the way up to. But when I saw that boy run to the end zone, it hit him with the gritty.
No.
Mac Jones.
Oh,
yo,
no. That should have swayed your vote to no. That was terrible.
Look, honestly, I think when we're looking at it from a season perspective, just the season, I think what he did with that team, seeing what it came from last year, seeing he's the new guy in an intricate offense with Bill Belichick, he balled out over 3,000 in the air, and he has some great games. Now, if we add the playoffs in, not so much, because you got whooped by Buffalo. And honestly, I think Jamar Chase, once those drop issues went away and he really started balling out, and then having that game against the Chiefs where he went for 266, you know what I mean? It's kind of it's kind of the nod. But Mac Jones, man, any no disrespect, any white boy that can sit here and do the gritty in the Pro Bowl, let's go.
I don't know.
He's not going to get it, but
I don't know. I gotta wait another season to see if he can, you know what I'm saying? I feel like I need to see another season from him before, I don't know. I get why, but at the same time, I'm there were things where, I'm still not sold on him. I get it. Congratulations. Bill Belichick got you into the postseason, because that's, in my opinion, that's who got them into, for me, he willed them into that, into the postseason. Now, if they could follow up, right? Next season, improvement, you know what I'm saying? Then I'll say, okay, he's legit. You know what I'm saying? He is legit ready. He's growing. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But this season,
my picks for rookie quarterbacks though this year.
Well, yeah, obviously, but still, I don't know.
I got one game where the weather was bad on Monday night, and they didn't trust him to do anything, so he just handed the ball off.
Yeah, right. So.
But even that's smart too, because it's like, look, we don't want you to make a mistake.
Like for me, I actually think what happened is that Trevor Lawrence balled out, but he was on the Jaguars.
Mm-hmm. They both had over 3,000.
Like it was that's what. But you see what I'm saying? Like he was on a crappy team.
The interception disparity was a lot bigger.
I know, but like I feel like he'll fix that. But at the same time, he was still throwing for 300 yards. Like you know what I mean? Like even
very true.
When Tom Brady started his first season, he wasn't great, right? I think people forget that. Like when Tom Brady came in, he wasn't like, right? It didn't happen right away.
As far as one of the picks for offensive rookie of the year, he's definitely somebody that I have my eye on. But I agree with the group that is Jamar Chase. Yeah.
So everybody's going to Jamar Chase. He did lead the league in drops.
Oh my goodness.
Najee Harris is a running back and had more catches than Jamar Chase.
Oh.
And Najee Harris was second in the league in all-purpose yards from a running back. And if you're going to credit Mac Jones to do what he did with what he had, Najee had the worst line in the league and still had all those yards. And that's all I got to say.
Sean knows a lot about Najee because he had a 3.1% chance of...
Okay, we got to move on. We got to move on. Matter of fact, wait a second. Defensive Rookie of the Year, Comeback Player of the Year. Let's go to Coach of the Year. We're going to move from those other two.
No! This is my favorite part.
All right, Ash. Who is it? Defensive Rookie of the Year. Just get it out of here.
Defensive Rookie of the Year is Micah Parsons, the fastest man in the NFL. There's no question. If you say anyone else, you're just wrong. It'll be a unanimous vote.
Wow.
Trey Norwood, dude.
Who? You need to stop saying people that don't even exist hardly in the NFL.
He had 2 interceptions this year.
2. Okay.
How many Micah have?
So Trayvon.
How many Micah have?
1.
No, I'm just speaking facts.
We have 1.
Hashtag stat that.
Hashtag stat that. Hashtag stat every other thing you can get on defense other than interceptions and Micah be stat man. This is stupid. This is a dumb argument. That's not even a good argument.
She muted herself. Oh my god. Well, we see who you picked, Ash.
And Micah Parsons should be Defensive Player of the Year too, but you know what? It's fine. I'll give TJ flowers, I guess.
Crossing lines there, aren't we? Okay. What you got, Sid?
Trey Norwood. No, I'm just kidding. Mike has got it hands down. I don't think there's even. I think this is the most unanimous one there is.
I think so too.
I don't know anybody else that could go for that.
Yeah. Besides Trey Norwood.
Wow. He's not even in the cover. Whatever his odds.
Wow.
400 billion.
I bet you.
Yeah, exactly.
He was a 7th round pick this year. Give him a break, all right?
You're the one trying to get in the conversation.
Wow. I love this. The first married couple of Let's Talk Football.
I love it.
Oh my God, you never invited.
I love how we moved down. We're like, yeah, it's Micah.
Yo, Comeback Player of the Year. I'm going to go first. I'm going to go with Joe Burrow. I mean, to do what he did after having the injury that he had. I know where you're going. That's why you're last to pick, Ash. But we know what Joe Burrow has done. He's still playing. He's still balling out. He's every challenge he's had to go up against, if we add in the playoffs or even if we don't add in the playoffs, he has stepped up to it. He's got his guy. We know what that line is, but he still made a way. Mr. Smoky Smooth, Joey B, Joe Burr, whatever you want to call him. He ain't going to win. That's getting a little ahead of myself, but shout out to him. Delilah, what you got? Who you think's comeback player?
Yeah, it's Joey B. I was always supporting him because if we're going to look at the preseason, he did what he had to do to get his team into the postseason, right? So, you know what I'm saying? So, he made it happen. So, I'm sorry. He just, I feel like with the O-line that he had, which we know everybody kept bringing out his O-line is bad, but he somehow still managed to connect with other guys. Also, he didn't always just connect with his go-to Jamar Chase, right? He actually knew how to read the field, right? He used his tight end all the time, right? We saw, Uzoma. I don't know if I'm saying his name right. I'm sorry. He has Mixon. He's got so many guys that, he was able to connect with and that he worked on, right? So he's not just a one quarterback, one player type of guy. You know what I'm saying? So I feel like he elevated the game. He played smart. He also gave thanks to which people never do, his physical therapist team. He basically said, the reason I'm here today, that I'm playing so good, is because of my physical therapist and their team, because I don't think people understand. Like, I get that the surgeons did a great job, but once they're done, they're done. Like, you're out, right? And it's the physical therapist that condition and get the players back out there in the field. And so for him to be so humble too, to be like, hey, I'm here because this, my physical therapist and their team really helped me get my body back into shape so that I could come back and play football at the level that I'm playing. So I have to give him kudos for that, like he didn't just say, oh, here I am, like Man of Steel, it just popped up, but like he actually credited, his medical staff, so
I love that. Yeah,
I respect
like that. Another reason I like Mr. Joe Burrow. Jojo Burrow. I might need to keep that. Sid, what have you got for the comeback player of the year?
Yeah. Again, I think this is because it's voted on later. If it was just if this was voted on at the end of the regular season, I think Dak would have won it. Because of what Joe Burrow's done in the playoffs, I think they're going to give it to Burrow, which is not what it's intended for. It's supposed to be a regular season award again. Yeah. So I think it should have been Dak, but I think Burrow's going to win it. I guess is what I'm going to try to say.
I can dig it. Ash, who is your comeback player of the year?
Wonder who she's going for.
That was nice. Okay. Again, I made a bet before the season started.
There's a theme here, ladies and gentlemen. There's a theme.
That Dak Prescott was going to win comeback player of the year. I have a problem. So I'm gonna go. I also agree with you though. Like I think Burrow's gonna win it just because of he got real hot at the end there, and then obviously the playoff success that Dak unfortunately did not have. So I think Burrow will win it. I really hope it's Dak, not only because I win money, but because I think if you look at just the regular season, I think he had a better comeback. I mean, the Bengals were really bad too, but we're nothing without Dak. Let's be real honest. So
we're the Bengals without Joe.
Yeah, not a lot either.
Look how they were last season. They sucked last season.
I mean, the Bengals were supposed to.
And the Cowboys were trash last year too.
Yeah, I guess they both like
football team. That's how bad we were.
Neither team can survive.
Two times. One time.
So, basically, both of these teams need their quarterback. That's basically what we're saying. Like without their starting quarterback, both of these teams are trash. That's basically what we're saying. Like they
completely agree. However, Joe
Burrow, only go to one guy.
If Joe Burrow had 14 seconds, he would have done better than this.
So to get to the quarterback here, Prescott takes off running the football. Whoa, I don't think this is going to work out.
It will. They'll be able to clock this. They were planning for it. It's down. Oh, my gosh.
Oh, the official gets in the way. The game's over.
Gosh.
The game is over.
Ash, come back. You can be our comeback player of the show. Come on.
I need 56 seconds. Give me a minute.
I won't do it again. I promise. I promise I won't ever do it again.
This is why we're not inviting you anymore.
Oh, that was awesome.
That was not awesome. That was depressing. I feel trauma. I'm triggered.
Listen.
I don't appreciate it. This is the ladies' show. You're being very disrespectful.
Wow. 56
wow.
times.
Wow to you.
56 times I had to deal with all of it. You can deal with my little 14 seconds worth.
That's the second time you've done that to me.
I'm done. No more.
Trauma.
Andrew. Yes, I thought it was funny too.
That's
Look.
not funny, Andrew.
It was, yo,
I got that vibe from Andrew, but now I'm not sure anymore after that.
We have to move on to the last one on this list, Coach of the Year, and I'm actually very interested to see your picks. I'm going to go first real quick. I'm going to go with Mike Tomlin. I mean, what you guys did with an obviously ailing quarterback, no offensive line whatsoever. You had your boy, TJ out for a good period of time to get them to the point where they can have a shot at the playoffs. After me, myself, and I definitely said mid-season, they ain't making it. Sorry, Sid. It's not happening. I ate my words, jumped on the bandwagon. Steelers got there. Tomlin, he's my guy anyway, so shout out to him. I think he should get it. I think he should get it. Ash, what do you think?
I'm going to go Zach Taylor. I just think you were supposed to be last in the division. Like, if you were to go bet on who to win the division, they were last. Like, they were dead last. They weren't expected to do anything. And then now we are here and they're in the Super Bowl. So I'm definitely going Zach Taylor. That's amazing. To bring your team from nothing to something, to go into the Super Bowl. Like, they didn't just make the playoffs like the Steelers did. They're actually going somewhere.
Very true.
We didn't go anywhere either, but
yeah, I was gonna say.
But I'm not praising your coach.
Is it Mike McCarthy? Is it Mike McCarthy? Yo, Sid, who you got, man?
So pretty much my theme of this, if this was voted on at the end of the season, which it should have been because it's a regular season award, Mike Vrabel should have been the coach of the year.
I like
to
that
do what
too.
they did and get the number 1 seed in the AFC, which is the harder conference, without Derrick Henry half the season. I think he should have been the coach of the year, but like the theme of everything else I've said, I think they're going to take into what happened afterwards into account, and I think Zach Taylor will win it based on that. I mean, Zach Taylor did an amazing job, and I think he's deserving if he does win it, but I think what Vrabel did without their star was more impressive in my eyes.
I love Vrabel. I like that one too.
I like that. Delilah, what do you think?
Yeah, so like Vrabel is favored though, because I've been looking at like the predictions and stuff. So it's like he's not off the table to not win. So I know that he's favored. Matt LaFleur was favored to win also. But I think Sydney's right. I think because they both were the number 1 seeds and they both got knocked out the first time they played, like, in their individual rounds. So I think that that's true. I think that that's why I don't think they will give it to one of them, but they were the 2 favored in the beginning because, they got their teams, to where they needed to be to win the number 1 seed in each of the conferences. But I agree. I think because of the way it went down, where for the first time in a while, both number 1 seeds actually got knocked out right after the bye week. I remember the last time they said that's happened. I know it's not
been a while.
Typical.
Right.
And so I think because of that, I think that they will give it to Taylor. Now, if there's some sort of weird turnaround and Mike Tomlin wins, I would be super ecstatic because I love that man. Like that hands down, like dope coach. I agree with Andrew, who says just give him more money. Every
Need
year.
to. Season, 2 Super Bowls, 3 appearances.
Yeah, so I ain't gonna hate on that, but yeah, I think they are gonna give it to Taylor. I mean, it's true though. I don't think I agree. I think Anthony said at the other show too. Like, I don't think anybody saw the Cincinnati Bengals, who were like 3-what last season, like completely trash. We're gonna come back this season and just not just make it into the playoffs, but as far as they've gone, like. I don't know, but if there's someone out there that made those bets, like they're a very rich person right now, or richer than they were. You know what I mean? There's got to be.
Ash?
My brother bet the Bengals to win the division and won like over $1,000.
See what I'm saying? Like there are some people, very rare, that make those really odd bets, right? And it hits, and then it's like, oh, okay.
After Let's Talk Football presents yesterday, Let's Talk Betting. We already see the coach.
We have problems.
I already got my underdog pick for next year.
All right, but yeah, so that's why I think he's gonna get it. So
I think Mike Tomlin should have won it that year. He had Doug Hodges, and he didn't have a losing record. He should have got it that year. That was like 2 years ago.
Yeah, when Ben had elbow surgery.
Yeah,
he definitely.
I mean, look, if we're placing bets on next year with what Tomlin potentially will have, you might want to put him as a front runner.
Sydney's not happy with that.
I'm betting on the Steelers to win the AFC North next year. I don't
AFC
care who our quarterback is. Yeah,
no, I bet them this year
because of Tomlin, not because of who the quarterback is.
Right. I gotcha.
Yeah, Andrew said Jags should trade 2 firsts for Tomlin and watch the dominance for 10 years.
Hey, you can make it happen. If anybody could, it'd be him.
My last team to win their division next year is the Jags. I think they're going to do it.
Oh, I believe you.
Yeah.
That's gonna be this year's Bengals.
No.
Mason Rudolph.
Maybe let's get
Elm Dented Reindeer. Let's go.
Okay, Nathan. All right, buddy. So, ladies and gentlemen, definitely tune in for that later on tonight. We will see all of these picks, see how correct we were. If we weren't, I'm sure y'all will let us know. But hey, definitely love it. It has been a great NFL regular season and playoffs. Coming into this weekend, ladies and gentlemen, we are in the midst of Super Bowl week. And as we've done on every show this week, and we will continue to do, we will give you our Super Bowl predictions and MVP. But real quick, I do want to kind of ask you guys, like, so we've talked about a lot of different things on the Super Bowl. One of the things that hasn't been talked about a lot is kind of the little special perks of the Super Bowl. One of the things that, my dad and mom are always interested. They love the game, but they also love the commercials. What new commercials came out. I think a couple of years ago, there was a commercial for Geico or something like that. And it was like this guy that was like sitting here and he was this like kind of nerd and his girl got taken from him. And it was this cool guy. And the cool guy's name was Sean. Now in the video, it was a white guy, but it's still, I related because it's like, Sean has your girl. Sean has the greatest moves, just like Geico. So I love that. But is there any commercials or like Delilah, you talked to us about Uzuma having a special touchdown dance. Is there anything like quirky about the Super Bowl that you like?
I mean, I do. I'm not gonna lie. I do watch the commercials. I really do. I do like them because the amount of money, first of all, that you have to spend to even get a spot, it's insane. Yeah. So like, but the ones that have been my favorite are always like the weird ones, like the one company that's like maybe hasn't marketed all year or had one or two, and they're like, you know what we're gonna do? We're gonna go all out in the Super Bowl, and either we're gonna grow or we're gonna tank. You know, they're like, this is our one shot. Because they always have like you know what I'm saying? Like those weird one-offs. And you're like, who the hell is this company? And it's like, well, we're going to try the Super Bowl to see if we can launch who we are. That's always like,
this is it.
But I do enjoy it. I do.
GoDaddy does that. Like you never see GoDaddy commercials and then the Super Bowl is like GoDaddy. I'm like, what?
They made all their hay in the Super Bowl. Everything that's come from their ad in the Super Bowl, that's their whole company. I remember seeing that one year and being like,
that's what I'm saying.
Who is this? And now they're everywhere. But you're right. You're right. What do you guys think, Ashton and Sydney?
I think we both like the State Farm commercial. It's just because you work there. So I'm always excited to see what State Farm does. Maybe that's when they introduced new Jake.
Yeah, so it's funny. So I work so they released the Super Bowl commercials to us because we work there.
Oh, that's awesome. I had no idea.
What happened with Jake from State Farm. So that was cool. Yeah, that was definitely cool.
Do I need to switch my insurance? I know this. It's between you guys and Kat's sister works at Geico. So let me see what kind of rates we can get. All right.
There you go.
Oh, that's funny.
I always like the Budweiser Clydesdale commercials.
Yeah.
I feel like those are like a classic. Like those ones are really
wait
good.
for that one to come.
Yeah.
And they always make you cry. It's like, what is this? I shouldn't be crying during football.
Yeah.
Doritos always
I was
has
just
a
gonna
commercial.
say I love Doritos commercials. I still remember a Doritos from a few years ago, or the time machine Doritos one, where it makes a time machine and he sends his like neighbor in, and then like his other neighbor comes through. He's like old man. He's like, I did it. Like from
the future.
Yeah.
I forgot Andrew's from Canada, so he doesn't get the Super Bowl commercials. I never knew that. Oh no. They're so good.
The little kid.
The football player from last year. Oh yeah, the one was that last year where the little kid ran all the way across like the country and then he ran into
yeah.
And now he has
did they show him actually coming into the stadium?
And then he runs onto the field like the commercial.
Yeah, and people are like, they're like, okay.
Yeah, look that one up, Sean. That was a good one.
That was a good one. He has his own like Snapchat show now. Like he's
like a 10-year-old kid. Like he's
of course.
He has like he had the blonde fro hawk. Yeah. He was cool. It was a really cool like little commercial to start the Super Bowl.
But yeah, those are fun.
That's it. We just need one shot. So hey, we're pooling all of our money.
That's what I'm saying.
We'll get a 1 second clip.
Oh,
It has to be quick. We're gonna have to look. Pow! There's something really quick. Boom.
Yeah, so I can't wait to see what weird, like, not company I've never heard of decides to be like, guess what we're gonna do? It's our commercial.
Let's try something. But what's up, Kyle, Sean, and Sydney? Am I missing something? Yes, the ladies invited us on Ladies Takeover.
Unwillingly, because we had a
right. But we have taken over.
I didn't invite him.
Yo, so we know.
I invited you, not him.
Wow. My hand is on the button. All right. Don't make me play the clip again.
You should not silence a woman on a woman show. That's really disrespectful. Wow. Look at men trying to silence women once again.
What?
Oh
my God.
No. Kat's going to come in from the other room from her surveys. Like, what are you doing?
Trying to kick me out of the chair. Listen, guys, we're here. They know why we're here. Super Bowl week. Super Bowl is a couple days away. I cannot wait. I'm so excited for it. We're going to go around the board. Super Bowl predictions. So basically, in all the other shows, we've said the score, and essentially where we're leaning towards. Here we are. For the most part, I think Sid and actually you guys, Sid and Ash, will have another chance tomorrow. But for the most part, this will be the last chance we have to put down what we think is going to happen, who's going to be the MVP. So, Ash, I'm going to come to you first. Who's going to win this thing, and who's your MVP?
I'm still sticking with my Bengals pick. I said the whole time, I don't care who makes it from the AFC. They're beating the NFC. I'm going Bengals, and I think the MVP is going to be Joe Burrow.
Okay. I like that.
That's their whole team, honestly, is Joe Burrow. Like, no one on defense is that big. On offense, you have Jamar Chase, but I just think Joe Burrow's the guy. Like, I saw that one post where it was like, look at all the Rams' weapons, and then the Bengals have Joe Burrow. And it's like, Joe Burrow's confidence.
His memes are legit, though. He's the best memes are really coming out. I like the meme game because listen, like. So what made me laugh about him is, I guess in 2013, like he tweeted like, Pootie Tang isn't a bad movie. And so when you think about a kid in college in 2013, and that's the most awful thing they could find, which is an awful. I love that. Like literally the fact that they're trying to find problematic stuff, and what comes out is like he likes Pootie Tang, like, which is so random. But obviously he has a lot of certain friends because
brother, you see how he dresses. You see the chain. Come on, brother. So, come on over. What do you think, Delilah? What do you think?
I love it. Listen, I do love the Bengals. I love their energy. I love Joey B, but I'm still riding with the Rams because I have from the beginning. I do think it's going to be a close game. It's not going to be by 20 points or whatever Nate said the other day.
He came with it again.
20, I don't know, but wow. I still think Rams win by a field goal. Again, it's kind of, I feel like that's just how it's going to go down because that's how these teams kind of made it, right? By like it's just one of those things. And so I think they will win by a field goal. And if they do win, MVP will go to Matt Stafford. Unless, which sometimes happens, if Kupp gets that winning touchdown, right? How we've seen happen before. Then, I can see Kupp getting the MVP, if he gets that winning touchdown or whatever, because we've seen things like that happen before. But I do think it will go to Matthew Stafford if Rams win. So Rams by a field goal.
I love it. Sid, what's going on? Real quick, Sid, Kyle said, can we talk about how y'all are going to lose into me in Dynasty? I can send you my email if that's easier. Wow. I see you, Kyle. Right. Shots fired.
Not beating me, maybe them. But
oh man.
Kyle said 24-21 Bengals by a field goal.
Also a field goal.
Nice. What do you think, Sid?
If that happens.
So I found out, if you watched on the prediction show that on Monday, I told you guys that The Simpsons predicted that the Bengals are going to win 34-31. I later found out that was photoshopped and wasn't real. So the Simpsons didn't predict that. So now I have to change back to my original pick, the Rams. And the Rams are going to win, and Matthew Stafford's going to be MVP because they're just going to give it to him because he suffered so long in Detroit. They're going to be like, I don't care if you threw 3 interceptions.
Right? I think you're right. I think you're right.
Exactly.
We are sorry. Here you go.
I would love that.
Let's
then-
deal with that franchise for like 12 years. Dear God. Got out of purgatory. Thank goodness. Yeah, I gotta go Rams. I gotta go Rams too. Obviously, I am the lesser half of the one who predicted this a year ago. She said they will get there, so her prediction came true. And I think I'm gonna go ahead and take them the next step. I think they're gonna go. I think they're gonna win it. I think they're gonna win it all. I think it's gonna be close early, but I think it's 34-17 Rams. Cooper Kupp, I think, is going to ball out. I think he's just like all the stuff that you were talking about, Delilah, about his training, the way he thinks football, and he wants to do this for Matthew Stafford and for all the guys back in Washington. I don't know why I did the accent.
I don't know why you did
Trying to be Canadian with it. It just didn't work.
It's the Northwest doesn't really have an accent, so that's why it's hard to do. I don't.
So I think Cooper Kupp's going to get it. I think, but the Rams are going to get the W. And hey, we'll see what happens. I do think it's going to be a good game. I think there's going to be a lot of fireworks, and I am excited to see. Also excited about that halftime.
Yeah. Oh, can Kat come show us her shirt real fast, or no? Is she sleeping already?
Let me see.
This is why I need Kate, though. Kate was on my side with the Bengals. Now I'm just the lone one over here with the Bengals.
Well, if they didn't lie about the Simpsons, I'd have been on your side too.
Oh. You can't.
I agree with you, Kyle. I agree. Right? I feel like whoever wins, I think this is the first time whoever wins, fans will be happy. Just the team won't be.
Yeah.
Obviously.
Yeah.
There she is. Show us your shirt.
Woo! Love me some Stafford. And you know what? I don't even know.
Kat's gonna watch the game with her eyes closed. Like
I know I can't. No, I honestly, I probably won't even be able to watch the game. I hate it when I like a team so much. It depends on how it's going, but if it's like the last two games, this will be me.
Literally was her last game. They're doing good. They're doing
I like
good.
it, but I don't know. But anyway, we'll see. I'm excited. It's gonna be great. I have good feelings about it. I got good juju. Plus, his birthday was this week. This would be a great birthday gift.
All right.
You're 13, and it's gotta be lucky 13. Let's go with that. All right.
Yeah.
But last time I checked, this is a ladies' show, and there's two men on here. What happened?
Two of our ladies had things going on.
You were definitely invited. No, you were invited, and you chose otherwise.
Always
That's not
invited.
the case. I
You
had
don't need an invitation.
So no,
whatever.
you had a shot.
Let's go, Stafford. I mean,
All right.
I did have work.
I mean, the Swintons work together. I mean, that's what couples do. Anyways,
Whoa, I didn't say that.
hey, I already know where I'm sleeping tonight on the couch.
Sydney's like, don't bring me into this. He's back there like,
let's go.
that was
Shout out
so
to
funny.
Katie Alverson, who is saying go
All right.
Bengals, and Mr.
Thank
Smoke.
Yeah.
There's my
There you
support.
But yeah, no, but I think Kyle's right. Like, I think personally, like he was saying, I could care less, right? If both teams, right? I think fans are gonna be just like whoever wins are gonna be excited. But obviously, the only ones that be the actual fan base, like the actual fan base, will be excited for the losing team, obviously. But I think in general, football fans will be excited because it's a fun matchup.
Now for the Rams, two fan groups will be excited. The Rams and all of Detroit.
Yeah, Detroit.
All of Detroit.
Stafford fans.
And Washington fans will be excited if this were to ever happen.
No,
Plus,
Washington.
Like-
Going to the Eagles.
That hurts both of us. Why are we?
Okay. So he's going from one team of birds to another team of birds to another bird
They're
team.
gonna not be good either way. So.
One bird team to another
they're
bird
all
team.
garbage. They're all garbage. Yo, we have got to move on. The men on here are definitely thankful. Hold up. Andrew said all about the munchies and making money on the Super Bowl. And
All
the
right.
Royal
Woo! Yes, I like that.
I
Yep.
can dig it.
So
I
many
can dig it.
bets.
Shout out to my guy Andrew from North Sports Dynasty. He included a couple of us in the new dynasty thing he's got going. It's going to be interesting. Trash talk is already coming in. Love it. Let's get it.
We're not even done with this season yet. We're already thinking about next.
Oh man.
Always. It's funny. One of my favorite memories or favorite stories I ever heard about the Super Bowl, then we'll move on, is Joe Gibbs, after he won the last Super Bowl. He won in 1991 season into 92. He said he's excited. Everybody, they did the whole trophy thing. He's cool. Finally gets a chance to, with him and his wife, they get in the car, they close the door, and they're like, getting ready to go. And he says some fan rushes in, opens up the door, and he says, "We're going to get him next year too." And Joe Gibbs always is like, "Can I celebrate this one?" Like,
right.
So hey, love the Super Bowl. We never did get another one after that. Song of silence. We need to move on. We're coming close to the end of the show. And we want to, again, thank you, ladies, for allowing us to be on the show. And we know that regardless if any men are on here, the ladies have the final say. So with that being said, we want to keep true to that. So myself and Sydney will go first, and we will let the ladies finish and have the final say. I will go first. Honestly, I am so glad that I have found a group of people that follows the same kind of ideal and vision of mine, which is that the show must go on. And be ye always ready. Tonight, our amazing hosts, two of them, Janae Strother and Kate, couldn't be with us, and they sat there and put in the group chat. And we, Sydney and myself, albeit we're men, we jumped at the chance because we know, hey, this is conversation. This conversation happens in the group chat. It happens all the time, back and forth with just facts and knowledge and things like that. So the fact that we were able to be on here and help, whatever we can to help the women's show grow and continue to blossom, we're all for that. So I love it because a lot of times in life, you don't have people that have the vision that you have. So whenever you get a group of people that have that same vision, it's full steam ahead. It's let's go ahead and go with it. And I love it. I thank all you guys for that. And I appreciate y'all letting us come here on this show, show some diversity. Diversity with Delilah. This is diversity with Sean. Let's go. Yo, Sid, what you got?
Delilah, definitely. That's safe with you.
Wow. Oh my God. Sid, I'm trying to be nice here, Sid. I'm trying.
Trying to be nice. You showed that clip that I'm still traumatized. It's still playing in my mind. I can't get it out.
Go ahead, Sid. We're gonna play it cool. The season is over. We're both out of it.
All right. So for my final say, I'm trying to think of. I've debated in my head about 4 times if I should just go funny or should I should say something serious. But so yeah, I guess this is what my series was. Just when it comes to the Super Bowl, everybody be safe. Everybody's it's a big party weekend. And if you know where you're going, get a designated driver. Don't drive intoxicated. That's definitely the worst thing you can do. Make sure, have fun. Obviously, that's the key, but make sure you stay safe this weekend because it's going to be a lot of fun. But I know a lot of accidents happen this weekend too, so just keep that in mind. And Micah's not the fastest man in the NFL.
Woo! You heard it here first, ladies and gentlemen. Would you like to reply to that, Ash?
Micah Parsons is the fastest man. And if you watch in the Pro Bowl special, there's a race, if you haven't heard, where he beats Tyreek Hill.
The cheetah.
You know who was Nick Chubb. Nick Chubb is very fast too, and I did not realize that. But Micah Parsons is faster because he did beat him.
Yes, very true. What's your final say, Ash?
Jeez. Yeah. My final say is not going to be serious because I always get deep. My final say for talking about appreciating things that are not Sean, because I do not appreciate you coming on here and showing that clip and being rude to me. My final say is
dragging it out.
Wow.
Because we were on the topic of for the brand, and we were talking Pat McAfee. My final say is going to be appreciate kickers. Here, I'll stay on the appreciate train. And if you want to make a fun bet, because I have a problem, and we've talked about how much money I've spent making bets, you can go bet on Evan McPherson, who is my favorite kicker in the league right now, because he is on fire and he is amazing, and he was my hot player. Yeah. You can bet on him to have a winning walk-off field goal. I put $5 and I can win $55, so you should go do that.
Wow. I can dig it.
I appreciate kickers because as a Dallas fan, I know what it's like not to have a good kicker. And kickers are some of the most underappreciated people in the league, I feel like, even though they're the ones out there winning games for people all the time or losing them if you play for the Dallas Cowboys.
It usually comes down to kickers or clock management, I think.
Yeah, which...
Great one. That was good.
Oh, yay!
Coaches.
Wow. Delilah, what do you have? Because
so funny.
So did I get the final say or did you ruin my final say? I don't appreciate the men on the show today.
One time only, ladies and gentlemen.
Oh my goodness.
Men.
My last dig. It's probably the last time I want to be on the show. I had to get
never again. Never again.
Shoot your shot.
That's my last thing. My final say is men are never allowed on the show again.
Wow.
Me and Delilah will run it ourselves next time.
Let's go.
Oh my goodness. That was so funny. That was funny. Sorry, I'm catching my breath now. Yeah. No, so I usually end series too. Let's just have fun. Like it's a fun Super Bowl weekend. Just let's go in there with like just some excitement, and like once football's over, I like other sports beside this. I'm excited about basketball. Hopefully baseball will figure their stuff out already. So because spring is baseball, like hurry up, figure it out. Basketball is like underway. It's gonna be playoff season soon. Like before we know it, March Madness is coming up because I always fill out my brackets for the men and the women, by the way. So it's just exciting sports stuff coming up. So it's not, it doesn't end with football, even though I love football, which is why I'm on 2 football shows. But I just love sports in general. So I'm just excited. Like just have some fun. Like again, this weekend is Super Bowl weekend. Next weekend is gonna be the All-Star weekend for basketball. Just good stuff coming up, guys. Just good, exciting stuff. And then next Thursday is gonna be, the season finale of, ladies talk, football, because football season's over. So make sure, y'all tune in and support us next Thursday. Yes. We should be back to the normal lineup.
Yeah, we should be next week.
We should be back to our normal 4 lineup, and maybe a 5th will pop in if something good happens. Maybe Kat will be celebrating all week.
Great. I'm sure she will be.
So let's have some fun and be safe, like Sydney said. Please be safe out there. There's Ubers and Lyfts, guys. No excuses anymore.
Yes. Hey, and with that, let's be cool to the wait staff, the servers, and everything. If you're not going to a family thing and you're going out to a bar or something, let's be nice to them. Want to shout out them because honestly, they don't get an opportunity to watch the game. They're especially on those days, especially with it being Valentine's Day weekend and so busy and everything. So we got to shout out one of the founding members of Let's Talk Football. Got to shout out Mr. David Wright. He will be working and doing his thing. So we got to sit here and just hey, hopefully you get a chance to watch the game. We'll definitely hit you with highlights and notes and things of that.
And happy Valentine's Day, because I guess that's around the corner. Sorry, obviously I'm not a romantic person. I don't care about Valentine's Day.
Can you believe that Sydney hasn't asked me to be his Valentine yet?
Literally,
we have to still ask. I thought I already got.
The only reason I care about Valentine's Day is me and my significant other were smart. Like we're like, oh, when did we get official? So we're like, it was February at some point. And so we made our anniversary around Valentine's Day. It's just easier. And we're both, then no one's mad. No one's mad, right? He won't forget. I won't forget. And it's just easy as pie, So happy Valentine's Day, all y'all out there. And if you don't have Valentine, happy Galentine's Day.
Yes.
Happy get discounted chocolate on Tuesday.
Exactly.
Oh, yeah. I'm with that. Yo. So, hey, ladies and gentlemen, we thank you again so much for joining us. This has been Let's Talk Football Ladies Takeover. I, myself, am Sean Spencer. You see there's Sydney Swinton, but these ladies, introduce yourself. I'm giving you the final say in this. I don't want to, even when I said something extra, I was like, wait, did I say it after her? Did I just usurp? I'm not trying to mansplain it or man it or anything. So, Ash, thank you. And Delilah, thank you.
I guess thank you. It was fine except for that like 14 seconds you tried to ruin.
Yep, 14 of them. Look, we will most likely not be back on here as men, so we want to definitely say thank you guys. Janae Strother and Katie Albertson will be back with you next week. Katie said no Valentines for me. You have Mr. Tom Brady and Mr. Jim Harbaugh. Okay.
And Joey B.
And Joey B. I saw that sweatshirt you got. It was nice. Let's get it. Let's get it. So, they will definitely be back with you next week for, like Delilah was saying, the final episode of this season of Let's Talk Football Ladies Takeover. I am so excited, and it's so crazy to see that it's been, 5-6 episodes already. Y'all have been killing it.
And we're a hit. Woo! We're a hit, Ash. Woo!
Of me and Sid, definitely want to give you guys a round of applause because y'all are killing it, man. Y'all really are. When I came on, I was just like, let's just keep it as is. It's not broke. Don't fix it. Just you tell me what I'm supposed to be doing, and we're good. We're good to go. So, hey, look forward to seeing us this coming week, Tuesday nights, and tonight you have Delilah Crespo. Let's Talk Football, the Roundtable, Diversity with Delilah. Nick and Anthony is on that one. Tomorrow night, you have myself, Sydney Swinton. Let's Talk Football presents. Hit a couple of the news and notes, the major stories in the NFL, and then preview and or recap all the shows in Let's Talk Football community. And Miss Ash Swinton, who is on this show, she will also be on the show we are going to do since there is, if you've caught it, there was a theme this show. And it was betting. There are certain people, they have those betting commercials on the radio or whatever, and then all of a sudden it's like, if you know somebody that might have a gambling problem, call.
Do you want to hear something? We'll be on Sundays. We'll be betting, and obviously we make so many bets. Our app is continuously open, and we're scrolling, and it's our phones literally go reality check. You've been on the app for 30 minutes.
Let's go. Just got to hit just one big hit. That's it.
Hey.
We can roll out. We're good. So definitely check them out after Let's Talk Football presents. We will be back with you also on Sunday for Let's Talk Football. Sunday, we're going to do a brief thing right before noon. So early, we'll give time for everybody to go out to their respective places and hang out and just do something. I love the Super Bowl. So as many shows as I can get out, I'm with that. So, hey, appreciate you guys joining us, and we will see you guys later. Bye, people.
Hello, everybody.
Hey, what's going on, guys?
I am Janae Strother.
I'm Sean Spencer.
We are back. We are back, ladies and gentlemen.
I gotta go out and hold up.
Come on. The line. The line.
All right.